He's been an award-winning media personality and producer. As a speaker, he's empowered over 1 million people from the stage. Now one of the leading business coaches and brand experts is taking over the world of on-demand audio. It's the Business Bully Podcast. Now here's the business bully himself, Dave Anderson.
Yes, people. What up? I hope all is well in your world. Coming to you loud and clear from my favorite place in the world, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's where I'm from, home of the bully, people. What's happening? I am excited. Thanks so much for bearing with me. Thanks for everybody subscribing and commenting and sharing the show. With anything else, man, this is a grassroots movement. I don't got Gary V money yet. So I need y'all to go ahead and share this show and make sure that you turn people on to this situation. Now, a couple things I do need you to make you aware of. My last speaking engagement in Philadelphia. I've been touring all over the country, man. I've done everywhere from Missoula, Montana, to Atlanta, Houston. I was out in Silicon Valley developing Viral Bully. If you've not signed up for the Viral Bully package, you need to do that. ViralBully.com, just like it sounds, ViralBully.com, and get yourself some really great software to help you grow, start, or expand your business. And so I'm really excited about that. But I've been all over, and so my last appearance for speaking engagements is going to be in Philadelphia. It's a program called Ready for War. It's going to be me and some phenomenal speakers, and I am going to be doing my Business Bully Hot Seat Q&A live. And if you've not experienced the Bully Hot Seat, it kind of goes like this. You tell me the problems with your business, I tell you how to fix them on the spot. If I can't help you fix your problem, I take you and I send you to one of my partner resorts in Cancun. So it's an amazing type of situation. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And so I'm going to be doing a lot more Bully Hot Seats. But if you want to go to Ready for War and you're in the Philadelphia area, if you're in New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Connecticut, you need to make your way down to Philly because it's going to be crazy. It's September 22nd, and you can get tickets at bit.ly/ready, the number 4, war tickets. bit.ly/ready, the number 4, war tickets. It's going to be amazing. So I wanted to talk to you today about something that's really been on my mind for a minute. And it's this. A lot of times in this game, I've gone through tons of assistants. Sometimes it's just that my assistants have bigger aspirations. It's just being Dave Anderson's assistant. And sometimes it's because they think that they can put on a cape and be Batman. And what winds up happening is, and it always happens, I can't speak for anybody else, but it always happens. It's easy to sit in the other seat, meaning the seat next to the one of the person who's driving, and think that everything is easy and you can do it or you can do it better and all that kind of good stuff. But the truth of the matter is there's a lot going on that you don't see and that you don't understand. And so I call this theory the Nightwing Principle. So I'm a big comic book fan, no doubt about it. If you've watched any of my videos, you've seen me with a Batman hat on. My wedding ring is actually the Kryptonian symbol for hope, better known to you mere mortals as Superman's S on his chest. I am a comic book fan. I'm a Marvel and DC guy. I love comic book everything. And I believe that there's lessons in everything if you look hard enough. And one lesson that I wanted to talk about is taken strictly from Batman. Now, Batman has had approximately 1, 2, 3, 4 Robins. Approximately. There might have been a fifth, but I don't think so. But the original Robin was a guy named Dick Grayson. And Dick Grayson was part of a family that was in the circus, and the Joker murdered his family. And he barely made it out alive. And then, Batman got him, felt bad for him, and made him his ward. And he raised Dick, the best way that he knew how. And he showed him things. And I think the great thing about the Dick Grayson, Bruce Wayne / Batman relationship is that Dick Grayson showed Bruce that it's okay to be human, to be vulnerable for somebody, to love somebody on that level like a family, because Bruce grew up with nobody but Alfred. His family was taken from him at a very, very early age. And so there's a kinship there. Now, here's the lesson. Over time, Dick Grayson began to grow. Puberty hits, he gets older, he gets stronger, and the red, green, and yellow tights that were so cute that paid homage to his family, the Flying Graysons, kind of became a liability for a lot of reasons. Primarily because Batman's costume is designed to weave in and out of the shadows, and here you have Robin's costume looking very, very bright and all up in your face, and it's very youthful and playful, and it doesn't really lend itself to being in the shadows. And so what winds up happening is, after a while, Robin wants his own identity. He thinks that the Batcave is just too big for the both of them. So he wants to go off on his own. And, no one can talk him down. Alfred tries to talk sense into him. Batman's like, if you're going to go, then go. I'm Batman. And so what winds up happening is Dick Grayson goes out on his own and becomes a crime-fighting vigilante who calls himself Nightwing. Now, ironically, he takes the bird and he stretches it across his chest, all the way across to his shoulders. But his costume becomes very, very dark. No more red and green and yellow tights. No more boots that look like Robin Hood's little teeny tiny boots. None of that. I'm a man now. I'm making my way. And what Dick Grayson found out is what a lot of my assistants have found out. That it's not easy to do what I do. And it's not necessarily that I'm great and they're not, and it's not necessarily that I know it all and they don't, but there's a level of experience that comes when you step into the coaching, speaking, marketing, entrepreneur game that a lot of people don't teach you. And it's called the foundational lessons. And the one thing that I think Bruce tried to shield Dick Grayson from is the uglies of what he had to do. And people always ask, well, why would Batman, being a smart, strategical, tactical kind of guy, so smart, in fact, that he was able to dismantle the entire Justice League. And then when Sinestro's successor was to be named, the Yellow Ring found its way to Batman. Not because he was evil, but because he was that dark and demented in his thought process. And Batman kind of kept a lot of the ugly away from Dick Grayson. And so what winds up happening is there is certain things that you don't see until you're actually in it and you're actually in the ugly. And you realize that you have to make certain decisions because they're life or death. And so it's funny to me how people think that, oh, okay, I can go do this. And it doesn't have to be Dave Anderson, it can be anybody. I can go do this better than this person because this person just doesn't get it. And then you get the reality of all the things that the machine had for you. The Temptations, the famous Motown legendary group, talked about when they left Motown and they went over to Atlantic, the first thing that they noticed was that they weren't in their music division, but they were in their black music division. And they got treated like they were in the black music division. See, it's a different ball game when you go from the lap of luxury, which is what Bruce Wayne afforded Robin, to having to make it on your own, small apartment, no mansion, no cars to choose from, no fly motorbikes, whole wing, no back computers. You got to do all this stuff grassroots. It's a different type of mindset. And you have to adjust to that. And a lot of times I don't think people realize how much actually goes on. And so you fast forward a little bit and you find that people don't get the foundational lessons. Like, you have to build your brand first. People have to get to know you first. Then they have to get to like you. Then they have to get to trust you because you're consistent over time. Then you have to deal with trying to find who your tribe is. And that's a hard pill to swallow. When I really got into this game in 2006, I thought that my tribe was going to be young people. And for a while that kind of worked, but then I realized that what I had to deliver and what I had to offer was bigger than the youth market. I'm not a youth speaker. That's not what I do. Excuse me. I can do it, and I'm great at it, and I'm really good with colleges and universities and things of that nature. But my sweet spot is entrepreneurship, building, developing, and growing businesses, through social media and traditional media. That's what I do. That's how I help double revenues. That's my lane, and that's the people who are attracted to me, and that's my gang, and that's what we do. And so when you're out here trying to find that, you only have one blueprint to go by, and that's the Batman blueprint. And so you can't do what Batman does. As dope as I am, I can't do what Gary Vee does because I don't have $250 million and 600 employees, to do the suicidal hype shit. I don't have a D-Rock and an Iris, and a Tyler. So like there are levels to even where I am. And not good, not bad, just, what it is. And so you have to learn to adapt and overcome. And sometimes those rude awakenings can really, really shake you. I was talking to one of my former assistants, and he was saying, listen, man, you were right. There was a lot of things I didn't know foundationally that I had to learn the hard way. And he was like, the thing about it is, people can call you a lot of things, but they can't say that you don't have a big heart. And it did my soul some good. Not that I was worried about it, but it made me feel like at least once you're out away from me, and that's why I go through assistance. I don't keep an assistant longer than a year, because you're supposed to take what you learn and then go off on your own. That's how it should be. A lot of people will hold people back and be scared that somebody else is in the marketplace with their stuff. Like, look, man, I bank on the fact that I'm me and I'm an ever-evolving enigma. And the things that I did last year are different than the things I do this year. Like, I have to level up all the time. But you shouldn't be so insecure if your assistant decides to leave. Just know that either you did a good job giving them what they needed, and some lessons people got to learn the hard way. But after Nightwing, Batman went and got another kid named Jason Todd. Jason Todd wound up being killed by the Joker. After Jason Todd, if you look at the old Frank Miller Batman, the old Dark Knight one, the one that basically Ben Affleck is playing in these Justice League DC Expanded Universe movies, that one, he actually had a girl Robin. And then, of course, in new canon, you have, Batman's son, Damian Wayne, who is the grandson of Ra's al Ghul, and he is every bit his father and every bit his grandfather. He's very ruthless, he's very cold, but he's still trying to manage the emotions of a child. And so there are all these layers, that as you grow and as you go, you'll begin to unpack and figure out what works for you. But the one thing that I do want you to understand is that no matter how you move and the way that you choose to do what it is that you do, you have to keep in mind that people are going to evolve, and that's okay. You just have to do what you can to prepare them for the outside world. As always, man, I still have openings. We've expanded. My staff is really ready to go to do some discovery calls to help you start, grow, or expand your business. bit.ly/bully call. Let's make that thing happen. bit.ly/bully call. Me and my staff would love to talk to you. It's a short little show, man. I wanted to just give you something real quick. I got big shows coming, a lot of stuff going on. In the meantime, in between time, get out of your feelings and get into your business. I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Want free business and marketing tips from Dave? Text Business Bully to 31996. That's Business Bully to 31996. Standard data and text message rates apply.